Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? It is Thursday night, and we are ready to get back into it. We're going to be talking about Invincible, the penultimate episode 7, and like we was just talking
Get back
backstage,
into it. We're gonna be talking
Monster.
about Invincible.
Uh-oh, somebody's got it open. Episode 7. It wasn't me this time. I just don't even open YouTube anymore. I learned my lesson. It's on. But we getting into it, and you already know the ones we're getting into it. We got the one, the only Phantom D. Saint is awakened in the house. What's up, Phantom?
Yo, this episode should not be called What Have I Done? And oh my gosh, this episode should have been 10-10 across the board. Oh my gosh.
They brought the thunder. We're going to talk about it. We got some things to get into. This was definitely one of the best episodes of the series. It was epic. What do you think, Vince AK? How we doing today?
I'm here, man. I'm here. Absolutely ready to get down and deconstruct this episode. Let's go.
I mean, Invincible season 3, episode 7. This is what a penultimate episode is what's supposed to be. I mean, this was just, it brought everything. It had the love. It seemed like it was like a 2-hour long show. I mean, This was a long one, but it was great. What have I done indeed? We start with a little flashback of when Mark supposedly killed Angstrom Levy, but we see that he had just had enough life in him to create a little porthole to stick his hand through so he could be pulled back to his own dimension to be fixed. So this man was always thinking ahead. He's like, I might get my ass whipped by Invincible, so let me just have a backup plan. And did you notice something seemed to like already be on their table squirming and wincing, like at that little dimension he got pulled back to? Like, what were those things working on? Like, can they just fix anything? And like, are they going to be the ones who end up bringing the Mahler twins back? Like, what's going on?
Ooh, I like that.
I thought myself. I think that is a definite possibility.
That'd be pretty clean. That would be crazy because I mean, Angstrom was in pretty bad shape, and if they can bring him back from that, I mean, it seems like they can pretty much fix anything.
Yeah.
And of all the damn multiverses, like you go to them of all people, and they don't, I don't know about you, but they don't kind of look like, they're trustworthy.
No, they look bitter. But they look like they're thinking. They just need you to be trustworthy, or they're going to go ahead and make things straight. It's like they look like they live by a code. So, I mean, they can't be pure evil. But yeah, man, I don't know. That's crazy. Then it pans back to the sky, showing multiple portals opening up at once with all the marks from different dimensions flying through, being told by Angstrom Levy to go out and destroy everything. And you just knew right out the gate this was going to be a good one. Like, oh, no. What do you do? We hear why the Invincibles are fighting for him. He promised them all like something for doing his bidding, and it sounds like the ability to take over their own world or dimensions. But these are Invincibles. So what's up, Phantom? Why would they need him to conquer their own worlds?
I was saying the same thing, but then later on, like we find out, okay, it's just more than like a matter of like conquering dimensions. So some of it was either conquering, actually, no, not just their worlds. It almost said like conquer like other dimensions. At the same time, it's some people wanted like either, hey, I wanted my mom. It's either I wanted William. So it also could have been like something even like more personal than just conquering dimensions.
Yeah, they all seem to have their own agendas. That's for sure. Like El Boy said, he's like, we didn't all make the same deal. But I just don't even understand like why, unless they were.
Because even then, like imagine if they wanted to conquer like our Mark's dimension. Obviously, it probably was not going to happen because like, they have our Mark and like their thing. So it's always going to be something in whatever dimension that's going to be hindering them. And even then, I think that it was like what? They said it was probably like around like what, 18 or so Marks. And then by the end of the episode, it went down to like just 8. Granted, Mark is strong, but eventually we're going to be people that we're going to end up beating them. So again, with Armstrong's help, like it was going to be like at least some help to them conquering it. So
also, it sounds like some of them might have been taken to Viltrumite cells. And I guess like that old one boy was going through the prison going, you call this a prison? This is nothing compared to a Viltrumite cell. So maybe that's it. Maybe Angstrom Levy like portaled in, and these are all the ones that had been incarcerated. And Angstrom Levy gave him a way out with the portal. And so they decided to work for him for that. That's the only thing I can really think of, because why else would he really need them?
Yeah. Because if they are that strong, shouldn't they be able to go in and be taken over how they want to?
Mm-hmm.
Especially
one like that probably True.
What's that?
One that's like who even sided with Omni-Man. Like, for all we know, he wants to like kill his
Yeah,
own father, but he can't do it. So now he can
yeah,
actually use it
he
with the
can't.
help of Angstra. So
Yeah,
it's
but you
like,
can't take over.
yeah.
That
So it's
doesn't
like,
make sense.
We also hear later that these marks aren't exactly as strong as our mark. Our mark is the alpha. So that's like one of
Oddly
the,
enough, I found that very interesting.
mhm.
yeah, definitely. That's going to be a big deal, and one of the only ways Mark's going to be able to get through this probably.
Hmm.
And
But then again, you don't see that mark face like all of them. So it's almost like the assumption too. So it's like,
well,
is he
no,
the alpha or not?
Donald said that, but the way that his guys were able to kill him, he's like the one thing.
Yeah, but again, that's that mark.
Well, yeah, that specific mark, like maybe some of the
Yeah,
marks are
because you
stronger.
never know. Yeah. For all we know, like the
There
weaker
were
ones were defeated, but you don't know about the others.
No, there you go. I like that.
I think they could have just gotten lucky in the people that they chose to fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the strongs are stronger than the other ones. I like that. Speaking of Mark, is one again in his feels about like everything that went down between him and Powerplex. He knows it's not his fault, but it still weighs heavy on his soul. A lot of people are dead because of him. But it was funny, like how quickly he snapped out of it when he realized that Eve didn't really want him meeting her parents. He's like feeling all down. He's like, "Wait, why don't you want me to meet your parents?" Like he is so in love with this girl. It is classic. Then she gets a call from the prison, which is under attack, and she says he's on the way, but I'm guessing they replied, "What do you mean? He's already here. He's the one attacking," because her eyes were like, "What? Like, how big a trip would that be, AK? Like, realizing the whole world is under attack by a bunch of yous."
Yeah, that would be a problem. and that's not me bragging. I've never had any qualms. I told y'all if we got superpowers, I would absolutely be in that gray area. And to think about some of if I really went completely maniacal, that would be a problem. But absolutely, I'm gonna come in just like Mark and whoop everybody's ass. Nah, you're not gonna fucking out me. Absolutely not.
I
I run
mean,
this shit here.
such a dilemma. I mean, you know, it's not you, but it's kind of you. I mean, do you have a problem at all taking yourself out? Like,
Right. I mean, and going even more so, I think the biggest problem is people not seeing the fine details with the speed at which they'll have to move during this fight, because Mark got hemmed up at least once that we saw because they thought he was one of the intruder
right?
Invincible,
Exactly.
but they
And he
weren't paying
recently
color
just
of the
changed his costume too. So it's
yeah,
like, wait a minute, is that truly you?
yeah.
It's like that
One
Spider-Man meme. Like, is it you? Is it you? Like,
was it you? Yeah, like that one he was fighting had just barely a half a shade lighter blue on his uniform than Mark had. So you can't fault the guys for just going in and throwing punches,
No, of
but
course.
you still have to worry because these are your people. You don't want to hurt them, but how else are you going to make them actually stop hitting you to pay attention?
Exactly. I don't know if that was a bad one that killed the one of them that came in or him, but yeah, it was like, quit hitting me. And one of them was messed up. Rex
also, there was like no reports saying that, oh, by the way, the Invincibles that had like no mask on and like no like facial disfiguration or anything kind of looked like this one individual.
yeah.
One individual reports later said it looks kind of like a guy named Mark Grayson. No report or anything about that.
Look, I'm telling you, he still has the best disguise, man. At least, but still, at least he's not out here like Superman, just having not Superman, He-Man, just putting on a tan and some furry underoos as your costume.
It's insane. And I mean, yeah, there's the one that looks just like a younger version of his dad. Like, yeah, it wouldn't be hard to put two and two together. But Rex helps Ray like move into her new place, and he's like downright giddy. He's even smiling about things. But as soon as he said, "I'm actually in a good place," I was like, "Oh no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't do that, would they?" I was like, "How did we not see this coming?" Like they give him this huge story redemption arc, make us start to really like him. Of course, they're just buttering us up to kill him off. Like as soon as bombs started dropping, and he told Ray to lay low or lay one on him for luck. I was like, my guy is.
Yeah, you're not coming back from this one.
That was so brutal. I was like, oh, were you getting the feels right then, Phantom?
Yeah, it was like this episode. Even though like previous episode, I thought it was gonna be his girlfriend that was gonna die. But then I'm like, oh no, it's gonna be him.
Oh,
Mhm.
first, I was like, no, Ray, when she said she was going with, but thank goodness Rex talked her out of unquitting her first day out. But I don't know. We just can't lose both of you that we just got back. That would have been too harsh. But we were like, fandom, you were just saying, and we were discussing last episode, like nobody ever dies in this episode. Everybody comes back. So are we going to get, is Rex coming back too?
He better not. If he comes back, then that's like a minus. That's a -1 for me. I'm sorry, because like this is literally the emotional send off of this character. No other way. You got even Billy freaking Idol, like Eilish, like
Yeah.
freaking song playing the damn background. Now, if you do that, then I'm like, come on now, freaking
No, you
Invincible
see,
damn show.
I don't think it'll be him that comes back specifically, but I'm very sure Cecil has like his brain waves stored on somebody's computer, and he's going to be another robot, like what's his name?
He was
Shades
brought up. He was brought up from Jump Street in that division. Like he didn't have parents. He had doctors and scientists, he said. So
Yep. So
like
yeah, they're just gonna build a robot, put make a skin of him, and put it on there, and then upload his personality and all the knowledge up thus far, and then keep it going.
100%, yeah, that they have his clones and DNA and everything they need to reconstruct another one. Cecil, are you kidding me? Of course he does. 100%.
Exactly.
That's government property as far as he's concerned.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't want him to bring him back either. That was the emotional send off, and I just can't even believe that I didn't see it coming. Like he total Jamie Lannister, just complete 180, brought him back to my side. Love this guy now. Of course they're gonna kill him off. You bastards. Mark gets to the prison and sees the massive damage that's been done by the other him. And again, that would just be so weird knowing you were about to battle another version of yourself. Like that would just mess with you mentally. And of course, with all this going on, little Oliver wants to get in the fight, but Debbie says no, he's too young. And I felt like it was half like you'll get yourself killed, and half if a bunch of these marks are attacking, odds are sooner or later they're going to come looking for me.
Somebody's
and
coming home.
Protection. So you staying with me, little one. Like, I don't know. What do you think, fandom? Which one was it? Do you think there might have been a little bit of that in it?
It was a bit of both. Like one, you kind of should stay home with me in case a mark comes around, but at the same time, it was kind of like a whole like a parent send off for the kid to go to school and thing. It's like, I don't want you to go to school, your first day of school, but it's like, I gotta send you to the first day of damn school, so you gotta go type thing. So I feel her on that end. The time was inevitable, and today was the day. She didn't want to, but hey, the training wheels gotta come off. Gotta let him go.
He wants to help his big brother and get in the fight. Sometimes you just got to let it go, let him grow up a little bit. But yeah, that's a dangerous way to do it. I'll tell you what.
Well, of all places she went to the boyfriend, and none of them actually went there.
Yeah,
I was dying. And then they were like, oh, they really didn't go to any suburbs. I'm like, what?
It doesn't matter.
Because the shit getting messed up in the suburbs, that's not going to do anything. You go downtown. You go into the city where all the big important.
Because when they reported like all the places that were mainly hit, it was literally the cities. It was the places. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Right, but we've seen this man's had drone spy cameras sitting there watching this family, so obviously he knows about Paul. He knows there's a boyfriend, and I would guarantee a man like that, supervillain, would know where the said boyfriend lives just in case.
He would, but that doesn't mean
apparently he didn't think that far.
That doesn't mean that he would tell the minions where he lived.
A big plan like this, trying to take everything.
As far as we saw, only one of those Invincibles went home, and it wasn't even the one that was specifically going there to look for the other Debbie. It was just one of them that came in yelling. It's like, oh damn, she's not here. I was really hoping I could kill her again, and they ran off. Nobody else that we saw was looking for Debbie. So her leaving home and going to the boyfriend's house was the right move for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know, this is a super villain with a crazy plan. He said, meet me, you know where. They all knew where that was over at Debbie's house. Like, if he's been watching her this long, he would know about the boyfriend, and my guess is he would know.
Oh, no, I'm not saying he doesn't know. Armstrong, is that his name? I forget how you pronounce it.
Engstrom Levy.
Yeah,
and my whole point is, his whole
Well,
plan
why would he
is
tell them if the boyfriend isn't really a part of his plan?
because his whole plan is to take away everything that Mark knows and loves. And if this is his mom's new boyfriend, that would crush and end up hurting him. His whole thing for doing this is to destroy everything with Mark and that he loves. And then
But he don't love the boyfriend. It wouldn't hurt Mark that much to see Debbie cry over this dude. I don't think that would have been that big a deal.
I would have.
Either that, but he doesn't have to. If he's looking for Debbie, if they go looking for Debbie and they know killing Debbie will definitely hurt him. And why would you not look at the boyfriend's house if you're looking for Debbie? Is my whole point. And that
I don't think any of them, none of he left them to their own devices. They weren't thinking about going after the boyfriend for any particular reason. If it was him that was in that fight, in that whole melee, he would have gone over there. I agree with that. But the ones that we saw, all the other the Omni marks and what was it? What is it? The Mo Vinsa Hawk or something to do with the one with the mohawk, whatever his name was. None of them were thinking on too high of an intelligence scale.
All right, he said just go over. Yeah, they had a plan. You go to this city, you go to this city.
Yeah, you go there, fuck shit up. That was the only plan.
Mark meets his first doppelganger, and he's a doozy. Like just the Mo Vinsa Hawk. He was way too happy to be doing what he was doing.
I like that guy. That's probably like my favorite one, honestly.
Me from here. Let's go.
Showing that he really is evil in pretty much every other universe. Also wondered what would happen when other soups got involved and mistook the real Mark for one of the bad ones, and it was cool seeing that play out right away too.
Yeah, he got hurt up.
He got him. It was also nice seeing Cecil's new bodyguards were able to keep him alive with the help of his new electronic device.
Barely.
At least, yeah, right. But at least
I couldn't tell if that was like an alert or was that whole room like drowned in freaking like blood because it was like whole thing was like red.
That whole room was bloody.
Yeah, they'd killed just about everybody.
That was not a red alert. That was them demolishing folks.
Yeah, it took everything they had to stop that one from coming in there, but they stopped him.
Nice. Yeah, he only had like half his skin still on his robot face. Yeah, that fight was brutal.
You could barely recognize if that even like freaking looked like Mark. I was like, is that Mark or what? But since they announced it, I'm like, okay, it is.
Well, at least Cecil didn't have to feel totally helpless. Like it took everything he had, but he did stop him in the end.
But he did it. Yeah.
The whole world is in total devastation mode, and then we get reminded this is only day one. Day two begins, and we see what seems to be like soups from other dimensions, like running through a teleport to come join the battle. Like, where were they from, do you think?
I was wondering that same thing. How were they able to even communicate with them? And like they were saying, this is a one-way trip. Just remember, until we get something connected, then you're on your own in that other place. So stay alive. And if you die, try to send a memo through the airwaves, and so we know how to act. Yeah, that was a wild statement. Let us know if you die, so we could send more people there. What do you mean, sir? You can't bring them back, but they could send you instant messages.
And how am I supposed to send a message when I die?
Exactly. How you have like a setup on? Is there a pulse meter that will send out a raven or something? How are we doing this?
That was amazing. I was just like, where this is a whole different thing out of left field. Like how did they know what was happening, and why wouldn't they be able to get back from it when it was over? Like why were they told?
You have the technology to get them there, but you.
No, but they kind of do hear from Cecil, because remember when Dr. Seismic at least captured some of them. And their their trackers like went like blank, except for like Eve and Invincible. So I'm guessing there is some type of technology that kind of like tracks them. So maybe that way.
Nah.
Maybe. I like that. Maybe. Actually. That could happen. But yeah, that was crazy. And I guess the one-way trip is wherever they're from is enough advanced technology to get them there. But then they need to send people there with tech to be able to build the other thing to get them back. That was a trip. Like, where are they from? But I guess we needed it touched on because they started the storyline. But what is it with that, like, out-of-date ghoul Kahor wants out of his imprisoned tomb?
Hey, leave him be. That is an ongoing joke for every damn season, and he will never get a goddamn body. Maybe in the final season or so.
This poor,
Like,
I feel bad for him at this point, man.
What? Why?
Like,
He's an asshole. Chauvinistic
I
dick.
know that, but damn.
man could have been left if he either possessed the body of Jane or the other chick. But
He's like,
no,
what?
he couldn't.
Females? What?
There were two whole bodies in there. And he said, finally, I can. Finally, what do you mean? There were literally two chicks walking out of there. Well, one of them was walking out, but the other one was also there. Why you couldn't take over one of them? Because you're an idiot.
Remember what happened in the last episode, or what? Like 2 episodes ago, he came out. He's like, finally, I'm going to take over bodies. Like, wait, you're women? You're females? What? You're
I barely remember that.
Yeah, he went off on him and he refused. He's not gonna. He can't belittle himself to jump in a female body.
Stupid. Well, yeah, get your ass back in your tomb, dummy.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I still have a small amount of empathy, but I am gonna enjoy laughing at him.
Oh, this whole
Which is
thing.
weird because weren't there like Egyptian queens and stuff like that who ruled? So it's like,
Yes.
like, come on, man.
Then he thinks he finally found a worthy host in one of the evil marks, but that evil mark just shakes him real quick.
He shakes him off and leaves. He was like, "Oh no,
he can't live without his
survive outside of my tomb."
Oh, he had to slink back down under while those females were able to get out finally, and just look at him like, he's like, just die. I love that part, but I'm just like, is that just it? Is it just the reoccurring joke that's coming back every other episode, Phantom?
Yes, indeed, and we will keep goddamn getting it.
It is such a just off the wall storyline that they keep touching back on. It's killing me.
It's like the go home Roger or throwing out freaking Jazz, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, throwing out DJ.
It was cool seeing little Ollie out there getting his hero on, doing whatever he could, but I was a little nervous for him when he thought he saw his brother, but it was just another Invincible. I was like,
nope.
But I gotta say, little Ollie handled his, like, unlike his big brother, he seems smart enough to know how to try to avoid being punched in the face.
I mean, he was still getting hurt up though. He absolutely still needs more training.
Oh, lots of it. And he's still a kid, but like I said, for being a kid, he handled his own. He outsmarted that one, like jumped and pushed him, ran underneath his legs and pushed him. Dodge and weave. That's what I'm telling the other Mark. Quit getting hit so much. Like miss a punch. Oh my God. Eve can't believe the waste these marks are leaving in their trail. Once they like run into one of them, the mark tells her to leave, but of course she refuses and nearly gets herself killed. But I know she wanted to help, but these are Viltrumites, and Mark cannot beat them if he's constantly got to be looking out for her. Like, I don't know. What do you think, AK? Should Eve have listened and gone to safety instead of staying nearby and nearly dying?
Go to safety, maybe not, but go to another area where there's more than just Mark fighting. Try to be around with a group, because Mark's gonna move better if he's not looking at you or his little brother.
Right, exactly. I was like, having to worry about you is going to get him killed. One of the other marks even says as much. It's like, this is gonna get you. Yep. And speaking of feeling heroic, Donald's tired of hiding behind walls as well. He tells Cecil, "Put me in, coach." Like, what a stud. He has no real powers of his own, but always just instantly ready to get down when need be.
Why did Cecil not have him out there in the first place? That's what was boggling my mind. Like, bro, he should not have had to tell you that. What do you mean?
Yeah, but that's his bestie right there. He don't want
his right-hand man. He's trying to keep him alive.
That's a robot with his bestie's brain in it, and he could make another one tomorrow.
Yeah, but he has sentimental value when it comes to him. So it's like, I could, but it's like, come on.
And they said every time they make another one, he feels like he loses a little bit of himself. So every time they go back, it does degrade a little bit. And then back at Guardian headquarters, the heroes are just getting smoked. Like, Immortal's doing his best, but even he's no match for an Invincible.
Him or Kate are handling that very well.
Yeah, not even one of these weaker ones.
Unhinged Mark is still gonna fuck you up.
That was so brutal how he just stepped on his neck to slice his head off and then hacky sacked it up to catch it and rifle it at Kate. Oh my God. Just sliced her in half with her own man's head. Like, that was brutal. And I mean, just having the love of your life's head just be rifled right through you like a missile. What a way to go. Like, this show is amazing. And speaking of crazy ways to go, what do you think happened to Darkwing after he dragged Mark with him down to the void?
I
That's
was
a good
hoping that
thing.
just let him go, like that scene with Kitty Pryde and Colossus in X-Men The Last Stand. Trap him under some layers and hurry up and let go and get out before he can grab you. Leave him down there. He'll probably get out, but it's gonna take him a while.
How? Not even our Mark could get out. Like once he was down there, he was stuck. Like it's just like a darkness
Hopefully
made.
they didn't like kill him instantly.
Come back up. So he may have killed Darkwing and then got himself stuck.
Yeah, I think Darkwing's done.
And that's him gone too.
Darkwing's
hopefully he's like torturing him and then instantly kill him. Like he said before, he's like, no, I know my torture, but so if he will just torture him until one day to the point that Darkwing cracks, then yeah. If not, yeah, it's gonna be there probably forever.
Oh, or what if he does crack him and then him and Darkwing come back together as two evil Marks to take over, and that's like season 4 problems.
Oh, good lord.
Whatever problems in which, now we need that. Get out of here.
Oh, I get Debbie not wanting to be locked away, but she wasn't just gambling with her life. Like, if the Marks would have tracked her down, poor Paul would have been just a dead man. He had no shot.
But then also, bruh, like she said, you need to move away from the windows. Stop opening the blinds and putting yourself out there. There's a reason that it's closed and it's dark inside. Because if the lights aren't on, then they can't see in easily. But you probably could look out and see them, but they're going to see the freaking blinds moving. And then, let's go and see what's in there. Why do that?
Yeah.
Sit down. I understand you're restless, but walk back and forth behind the door. Don't go to the window.
And I would have been in a fallout shelter right now. Like, get out of here.
I'm saying, how does she not have a panic room? I don't understand that.
He was like, the National Guard's coming around collecting people to get them to safety. Debbie's like, nah, I'm just gonna stay here.
I was like, yo, Debbie, I would have slapped the TV.
If I were Debbie, I would have said, you know what? If you want to go ahead and go, you can go, but I'm not leaving my babies. I totally understood where her brain was at. Was she asking him necessarily to stay? No, I don't think so. He had the option to leave, but he wasn't going to leave her, and she wasn't going to leave her baby. So no, I'm sorry, sir.
But she's not with the babies. You could worry about the babies in a fallout shelter.
She's not going to be getting no word or updates in the fallout shelter.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Yeah, that was, I don't know. I was kind of 50-50 on that one. Debbie was just like, nah, we'll be fine. I was like, you don't know that. Like, Levy's been spying on you for a while. I'm sure one of his pros has spotted Paul by now and knows everything about him, including where he lives. But back on campus, Rick and William stayed behind, but now we see that was a mistake. And while making a run for William's car, a wall falls, almost crushing him. Yet Rick somehow was able to catch it and stop it. Like, I know they obviously made him bigger and stronger, but just how strong is Rick, Phantom?
Can I repeat that?
When Rick and William were running for the car, that entire wall was going to fall on them. And then we see William like holding it up like Incredible Hulk style and basically stopped it from crushing him. Like, obviously when they reconstructed him, they made him stronger, but just how much stronger?
A lot.
I'm guessing sort of similar to how freaking, oh my gosh, I literally forgot this guy's name. Oh my gosh. Guy with the glasses working with Cecil, his bestie.
Donald.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I'm guessing it's similar just like that. And those other, like, I'm not just not as those other machines, but I would say so.
I mean, I thought he was a lot more human, but I mean, doing that.
Because I would assume not.
He's still super strong, though.
Yeah.
He more than super strong. Like, that was an entire wall of a building. It should have crushed him instantly. Mm-hmm. He just caught it and then picked it back up and then tossed it to the side. Like, whoa. Like, he's more than just
I forgot. Get this man a suit. That's all I'm saying.
Right? I mean, obviously he is super able. Over at the new Guardian HQ, they're not faring any better. Like, Rex has like a hole in him already, and Monster Girl's unconscious. Rudy's about to get his when Bulletproof arrives just in time to save him. But Rex tells him to like grab the others and go, saying he has this. And here we go. Like, you just knew this was about to be the end of him, man. I was like, I gotta say, it looks like he went out in a blaze of glory and seems to have at least taken a baddie out with him. But Was this Rex's last stand, or I don't know? Like I said, are they going to find a way to revive him? Fandom says he hopes not. How you feeling about that, AK?
I think they're going to do the exact same thing they did with Donald. I don't see any storyline where they completely let him go, because why would you? He's too good of a weapon.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it doesn't even seem like he ended up killing that Invincible, because it showed the robots killing that Invincible later, like when the robots showed up.
Yeah.
So it's like he did that whole big blast and it didn't even work. Like, that's kind of brutal. Took yourself out for nothing. And not really. He was going to die anyway. So I guess
he
did it so they could escape. That was like the main thing. Like, have them escape.
Yeah, fair enough. That's right.
Yeah, because that guy was definitely knocked out enough for those other guys to get there to be able to take him out. So yeah, that makes sense. So it seems like what's that?
Never mind.
It seems like things are dying down between all the other soups coming together, and they were able to take out over half the invading marks, which I gotta say, that's fairly impressive. I didn't think that was ever going to be a thing.
It was.
But what wasn't impressive is knowing what's going on out there, and Mark just wants to sit next to Eve's bed crying like a baby. Like, I get you love her, but how do you know that there will be anything left if you don't get your ass back out there in the fight? Like, he's lucky that Angstrom's second phase was pretty much done by then.
And he's lucky that Cecil had some understanding, I think. And I think Cecil called it right. How do you think she's going to deal with that when she comes to, and you tell her that you did not go and finish the fight? You were sitting here like a little bitch, sitting next to her bed. You know she wouldn't want that.
He's like, oh, I don't care. I'll deal with it. I'm like, boy, get your ass up.
Exactly. Like, do we need to pull out the belt right now, bro? Because get your ass in gear.
Was Mark just feeling sorry for himself, or was he maybe a little scared to go back out there by himself and face so many other hymns?
No, he was even going to be by himself.
Being a little bitch. Nah, that's it. Plain and simple.
I know the Eve Putang probably good, but at the same time, like, my guy, like, get your head back in the game.
Right. Get it together, young man.
I mean, even after Cecil reminded him that Oliver and his mom were still out there somewhere, he still couldn't be bothered. Like, I'm sure Eve's kitty is just as super as she is, but come on, man. We're talking about mama and little bro. Do you care at all?
She's literally just laying in the bed, bro. She's not going anywhere.
Yeah, like, Cecil's got it from here. Like, go help. It looks like the blast didn't kill the Mark Rex was fighting. Like, I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. What if it really didn't even kill? What if it didn't kill him? What if he was able to something with it? I don't know. He said he used his own.
Might be in pieces. If his heart is still beating, there's a chance.
He used his whole exoskeleton as a bomb, though. That's tough. I just don't see how you come back from that. But it was nice seeing that a few of the other heroes were able to get it done, and there were quite a few bad marks taken out. My question is, like, why aren't those heroes on the Guardians of the Globe? Like, if some of these heroes look like they took out marks single-handedly by themselves, and most of the Guardians just got mopped. Like, it looks like it was about time for some new recruitments regardless, but why weren't some of these stronger heroes not already on the Guardians, fandom?
That's what I'm saying. Now, all these marks are as strong as either a close or near our mark on our Earth. Because there's some that's like literally, like, I'm sorry, that Mohawk guy, I don't know about that. Then there's one that like literally that I thought that Rex killed him. Apparently he didn't. Like, he killed the other Guardians and the freaking team think whatever the group is called in his world. The other one literally teamed up with his father, and one killed his father. So it's like these marks are probably possibly either as close or probably the same level. When it was even stronger than Mark.
Wow, I like that. Yeah, if one of them was actually able to kill his father, I like that. That means he might even be stronger than this Mark. I didn't even think about that.
And the other one was said it was in the prison, and we don't know, like, well, how long has he been in that prison? Because remember, it's like with Omni-Man, they said like they're in the prison for like a month or two, whatever, or weeks, and then they kill you. How they try to kill him, and they still can't kill him.
Oh, I like that. There you go. So yeah, there might be some super strong marks. Maybe our alpha mark isn't the strongest.
They tried to kill him. I think they would have been doing the same thing with him that they are doing with Omni-Man, trying to get him back onto their side by beating his ass every other day.
They can't afford to lose anymore.
Yeah, it's only 50 of them.
Levy sees all the destruction and says, phase 1 is complete. Meet me, you know where. And you just knew he was talking about Mama's house, but try again, sucker. Mama's smarter than that and has already bounced. And listening to the different Invincibles,
Actually, no, I think it's mainly there because that's where the showdown of previous season began. So maybe that's why he's like, oh, since the showdown, which I was going like where it started like last season started, let me just go right back there, I guess.
yeah, and he figures that's where they'd be, or that they'll be back at least some point. Like if I can't find them, you'll be back here eventually. But listening to the different Invincibles, it sounds like half of them have killed their mom. Like what psychopaths? Like
yeah, and because the one that said that no, I miss mom. I came here to get her. That was my deal, and I was looking at him like, okay, what happened to your mom though? Did you kill her, and now you figured out? Oh no, she had more value than you gave her originally, or what? I would like to know what that backstory was.
I was guessing,
or it could be that his mom died and that just made him evil. It was like fuck the world because my mom died or something.
Yeah, maybe. That's funny. I figured Nolan had killed her somehow.
Well, that too.
Who's the one guy that did also speak up that said he missed was it William?
Yeah, so I don't know if they were dating or just like his friend just died.
Yeah,
isn't William his friend?
They made it look more like it was almost a lover that he was just missing.
Because that was like a very heartfelt. No, I don't really care about mom. I miss my boo.
Yeah, exactly. That's the feeling I got.
Who's William in R. Mark's world?
It's his best friend.
The super soldier's boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, that's
his roommate.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that was from his world, it sounds like they were more than best friends. That's the way I took it. That's what. Is Massvincible maybe like an all right guy, or just a different kind, or maybe even more in disturbed mental case than the others? Like, which is
which one? Wait, you talking about the Ku Klux Klan one we're talking about?
Yeah, he's the one with the full cover face. He's the one with the full cover face.
With the drop down mask, kind of like the
no, not that. That's like the. I think that's who Phantom's calling the Klan one. No, the one that has the full on hood on. But for some reason, I don't think that he was called the Hood Vincible. I think they called him or they labeled him Massvincible in the thing. But he seems like, like I said, he's the one that's there for mom. Like, is he just a straight up psychopath, or does he maybe one of the closer not so evil ones?
Probably one.
Now I remember that's the one that kind of like Spider-Man.
Type of empathy.
Mm-hmm,
but obviously, whatever happened to him in his life, then he still went bad, which is really I kind of want minisodes of all of their backstories. Like, how are all of y'all so fucked, and Mark is literally the only one that's good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we can still get it though because they're not dead.
We've been getting bits and pieces of backstories. They keep going back, and that's what I really love about this. They do keep they bring up weird stuff that's like, what was that? It makes no sense. And then the next season, they go back and touch on it and tell you what it was. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Because some of them we didn't get names at all, and I'm like, hey, why could we get this guy's name or this person's name? And then I'm like, okay, we probably didn't get their names because they're probably not gonna last that long, or we're not gonna probably get more deep dive into them.
The ones they named, we're probably gonna see again.
Yeah, we got Massvincible, Hood Vincible, Mohawk Vincible,
Mo
Vincible. No, Mo
Vincehawk.
Yeah, Mo Vincehawk. That was it. Mo Vincehawk. I was like, these are just insane. Oh, they had Mustachio too. I was dying. I was like, that's the one that looks like Nolan. That was great.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was funny, like how all the bad Invincibles hated each other. And two, like, how was that Mo Vincehawk there? I thought the real Mark took him down and those other heroes had him under control.
Oh, no, they did, but then they said, like, oh, we got to kill him before he wakes up. And then he woke up.
Yeah, as soon as they move him, he woke up.
So once he woke up, that was curtains. They weren't able to keep him down.
Yeah, sadly.
That makes sense. Of course, all the bad marks turned on Levy, who he knew it was coming. He just thought it would happen much later. And our Mark's still moping next to Eve's bed when Cecil comes in to let him know that they found him. So this will be the one thing that actually gets him off his ass. Mark, of course, instantly bounces, ready to throw them bows, but Angston was ready for him. Well, Mark was also ready. He learned from their last battle and wasn't about to be sent to some other dimension to rot for who knows how long. It was good to see Mark finally learn something. Like he was nice flying around
Remember it.
avoiding the portals.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think, Phantom? You think he was a goner and going to get pushed through one of those?
Hell no, no. And if he did, I'll been like, come on, Mark. I know a lot of your fights. Like, okay, let me get the my opponent gets the one up on me first couple of times. No, stop it.
He was nice with his. Like he went. He's like, what?
He was moving. Yeah.
And came back. Like it's good. The portals can't move once they're open. But yeah, that was tight. He was clean.
He hit that full on. Not today, bitch. Not today.
I was ready. He's like, I'm not going back there for who knows how many years and dying in some wasteland. I love that. That was great. And as usual, like he had to get hit by a few million of those drones first just to see how strong they were, and then fights his way through them until they run out. Like that is his theme. Whatever is attacking him, it's like he wants to take the hit just to see if he can take it. That might not work out.
Which is a wild strategy, because why would you weaken yourself like that? I don't understand that. That does not seem like a good look to me.
Am I truly invincible? It's like he has to test it with everything.
Bro, test that shit in the lab, not when we're in a life or death fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's just insane. Mark flies up and snatches Levy by the neck, full on wanting to kill him. And just when he's about to cross that line, he hears his little brother behind him chanting.
If Oliver came up, I feel like it could have gone a lot faster and Mark wouldn't have had to hesitate at all. But because Lil Ollie came in there with his overzealous ass wanting to kill people all the time, now we had this, oh, you leave me no choice. Yep, you leave me no choice either. And the motherfucker gets away. Like, come on, bro, stop hesitating on these kill shots, man.
Like, what a dilemma. You've already spent years grieving over the fact that you killed this man. The guilty part's over. Like, this is a free roll. You've already got the bad part feeling bad done. You've also seen what happens when you keep this man alive. Like Cecil even said in the next scene, yeah, you probably should have just killed him. I mean, how many people would be alive today if you'd have just offed him before? Now how many more are going to die because you let him live?
Nah, Batman would have been like, nah, I gotta just like prison this guy somewhere.
No,
come on, this is Batman has yet to kill the Joker.
That's what I'm saying. Batman still would have done the exact same shit. He would have hesitated and then put him in Arkham and then let him break out and kill some more, another couple hundred people before putting him back in Arkham again.
Oh man.
No.
On the flip side, he does know how hard-headed little Oliver is, and if he really wants to teach him a lesson, he needs to practice what he preaches. If you don't kill, you don't kill, and not just when it's not easy not to do it. Like he has to show him we don't kill. So will this actually work and teach Oliver a valuable lesson, AK?
I doubt it. Especially because he got away. Had he not gotten away, then maybe that could have been a different story, but he did. And then even worse, after he got away, that freaking asshole was back talking about, oh, it's all his fault. All of this death. You literally, again, saw him out there fighting to save everybody, to try to stop it. The news, everyone knows these were different Invincibles. These were not our Invincibles. Right. So how is it all Mark's fault? Mark didn't do this.
Right.
You can try to blame him all you want to, but that's not going to solve the problem. And I feel like they need to put that dude down completely also and get him out the way.
Yeah, that's messed up. I'm afraid it might actually teach Oliver a lesson, and then the next one, and then the next time Oliver actually lets somebody live, it'll probably be the one thing that like ends up killing Debbie, and then Oliver is going to forever blame Mark for teaching him the wrong lesson. And I gotta say, this is hero work. It's not always nice and clean. Sometimes you must needs get villainous with a villain.
And I don't think, and given the way at the rate that Oliver grows, I don't think that it's even going to take that long, because I fully expect by the end of the finale or episode 1 of next season, he's going to be pretty much fully grown.
Yeah, there's always like a time skip between the finale and the first episode. So yeah.
And then he's going to go through, and he's going to be when what's his name, Amstrom goes and recruits some more other marks. Oliver is also going to get recruited because he's going to want to go and fuck some shit up because somebody has killed his mama and he has beef.
Wow. It kind of sounded like he was about to when he said, "You leave me no choice." It seemed like Mark was going to do the damn thing. Like,
Yeah, he just moved too
He
slow.
was, yeah.
He moved too slow.
He was about to snap that man's neck. What I don't say, like, you just fought your way through literally millions of these drones, and then just that one gives you a little
his neck.
This one gives you a little bop on the face, and it's enough to make you let him go. Like, what?
It did none of
Plot
that.
convenience drone.
You could have properly kept that iron grip around his neck while you were talking to Oliver. Oh, you know what? You leave me no choice. Final squeeze, snap. Problem solved.
But no, one more. You just battled your way through a billion drones, but now one little extra one was enough to make you like let him go. Like, come on, man. So once again, Angstrom gets away, but once in the clear, his little fixer robots aren't in such a hurry to patch him up this time. They saw how he double-crossed the evil Marks, and they're not having it. And it sounds like they don't play. Like they said, you work for us now. You either work for us or your remains will supply us with endless fascination. How scary? What?
Were they little techno drones as you just said? No, I don't think so. I think that's a misnomer. No, because they straight looked at him like, did you hear this motherfucker come try to tell us this? Did you see this shit? Yo saw it. I saw it. You saw it too? Nah, they corrected him immediately.
Like Angstrom should have did more research on them and did like, okay, if I try to do anything slide with them, are they gonna do anything towards me? Which he didn't. He didn't do. If he did more research, then yeah.
It's beyond him to do any type of proper fact checking because he thinks he's the smartest thing ever from anywhere, no matter what. So no, that's his own hubris that is going to trap him time and time again, because I'm sure they're going to repeat this guy coming back out the woodwork at some other point in time in later seasons. So yeah, no, I'm very curious to see what these robots are going to do to him though.
Me too, because that was one of the coldest lines I have ever heard in my life. They said,
you
work for us, or your remains will supply us.
Or you'll be our research. Which one you want?
That was one of the coldest lines I've ever heard. That was a no shit. I was just like, would you not do whatever they said after busting out some shit like that? Like, yes, sir. Okay. I see who's in charge now. I was like, damn. Mark and Oliver head back to the city to help start cleaning up, and they just stand in awe at the wreckage and carnage laid out before them. And the news, of course, is hyping it up even more, like looking for answers. Also looking for answers is me, like wondering why they let Powerplex out. Like, it's too soon, and this man is not mentally stable. I get it, all hands on deck, but
why didn't they put him back? Why they let him out? I understand that. Although
they let him out.
They didn't let him out. Boy broke him out. Yeah.
The building happened to break and he walked is what happened. But at that point in time there, he had his suit back on. So because when we saw him first, he was still in the little
no, they never took his suit off. They never took it off.
No, he was in his full-on seat. They didn't take his power things off, but he didn't have a suit.
Oh.
He was in like
that's what I'm saying. He had that little that hospital looking gown thing on, but now here he's got the suit, so that means that they saw he was out. They said, all right, here, you use your powers, help move the buildings, clean up and shit and whatnot. But still, why did y'all not have this man tapered down to control him? Because you knew Mark was going to have to come around there at some point in time.
And he is mentally.
I mean, it was like a couple of days.
Never going to be right, man. How are you blaming this boy? And you literally saw there were hundreds of other Marks doing things. He can't control himself from another dimension.
No, and this guy can't control himself.
Your brain, dude.
This guy is too mentally unstable to control himself. Like, he shows as much when he saw Invincible and just instantly snapped. And I gotta say, it's a twisted view, but he's not 100% wrong. Like, only in this case, Mark should have done more killing and actually like taken Angstrom Levy out. But yeah.
I'm so sorry that he's too humane for your liking, sir.
A lot of people are not going to see it that way. They're going to be like, well, shit, you probably should have just ended up killing him.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I think you see that very expressly at the end, because when him and Oliver get him down as he's being drugged away with his sad boy eyes crying still, he's saying, this is all Invincible's fault and blah, blah, blah. And even the heroes and it's only the heroes that are in the area, they all turn and look at him. And you know that shit is echoing in their brains, even though they know, okay, it wasn't him, but it was another him. How do we know that he's not going to do that? Like you could see the wheels turning in their head, and that's
those aren't heroes because they could have easily defended him and been like, "No, that ain't the right way for us to do anything." But not a single one of them. I was like, "You kidding me?"
Like, how are y'all listening to this dude and looking over at this boy? You see, he feels terrible. You know, it's not him. It's not his fault, but you're letting this fuckhead that was in prison. Let's remind y'all.
Not my hero.
Really? Come on, bro.
No hero of mine. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. A real hero would have stood up for the man. I love that. But yeah, Powerplex's words weighed heavy on Mark's conscience, and Mark's starting to believe that it really is all his fault. But is there anything he could have done any different at any point?
No.
Hell freaking intro. What you mean? In your notes, you're like, side note, yeah, he could have killed Intro.
Absolutely. Get it done. Like you said. And that one thing, maybe it was, you should have just taken Intro out.
And I find that so funny is like, Powerplex is blaming him for all of this death and destruction, and the one death that he should have actually been responsible for is the one that got away.
Yeah, exactly.
That's some bullshit.
The irony is amazing.
The conundrum.
Back at the hospital, and Mark is deep in his feelings as usual, and Eve's parents show up, and her dad is every bit as special as she described him. It's like, does he make it through the series, or can like a little farmhouse from Kansas just fall on this guy or something? Like
something needs to happen. Sir, why are you yelling? The boy is right there. We can hear you.
Oh, he's just an asshole at every step.
We would like some privacy with our daughter. Okay, bro.
Funny, not too long ago, you hated the sight of your daughter. Now all of a sudden, get out of my figure. Your daughter's room. I was like, come on, man.
Like you acted like you didn't want her moving back home. Like what the fuck? Pick a struggle, okay, sir. Pick a struggle. Which one are you gonna be mad at?
Hateful, spiteful little man. It's kind of a twisted POV that Eve's mom is talking about, though, in the current situation. Talking about how the little girl across the street didn't fight crime and now she's dead, yet her little Eve is still alive. Like,
is still alive, yeah.
Is Mama about to get a little more on board with Eve being a superhero?
I think she is. I think she has.
I think she always was, though, wasn't she?
She also loves her husband, so she tapers her own feelings down to try to match his energy. And I like that she's seeing more on Eve's side and speaking more on Eve's side now. That's what I think it is. I agree with fandom. I think she's always been down, but she takes her husband's thoughts and feelings into consideration as well.
I thought for a second when she was approaching Mark, she was like, "Oh, Mark, I think I've heard your name through like Eve at one point," but I guess no, that didn't go down.
Yeah, and she's not also putting together that Mark is invincible. No one. Again, still has recognized.
She was like, "Oh, you're here, so I'm guessing you know about her abilities." Not like, "Oh, I know who you are."
Right?
What do you mean?
Secret, you know she has powers, right? It's unbelievable. Speaking of no one ever stays dead, Immortal gets put back together again.
Told you, just like in the future, him being head cutting off ain't gonna do nothing.
Was that really a surprise, though? I feel like that's status quo. And Duplicate is going to be fine, too.
Oh, then instantly quits and proposes to Kate. So there's two more off the team. Cecil's down a bunch of soups at this point and is really counting on Mark, who is in no mood at the moment. But Cecil wants him to take over and lead the Guardians. He should have known better. Mark is like, hell to the no. I told you.
And he told him no for all of the right reasons. He barely has his regular human life together. You want him to lead what's supposed to be like the best of the best superheroes? No. He literally is still a child. And yes, he's like 19, 20 now. He should know some things better, but no, this is a boy. He's still a kid. Yeah. He very much is not ready to be in his full adult brain yet. No, you cannot put him in charge of anything. So I really appreciated that Mark read the room correctly. Said, bro, nah, I absolutely cannot handle that. What do you mean? I told you I don't even want to be working with you at all.
What do you think, Phantom? Is eventually he going to be back on Team Guardian?
Nah, he got to be on his own, honestly. That's where Mark should be, just honestly on his own.
Like, if you need me, call me. I'll
Heroes
be
for hire.
Yeah.
I'm on my own time. I'm not trying to work for you.
Also, pay me. I got Invincible Inc. What are you talking about?
Exactly. I just saved the world again. Give me that money.
Right. What are we?
That's what he should have done. He's like, yo, thanks for the combo. By the way, if you need me, here's my card.
Give me that black card, Cecil. Let me have the access to your black card. That's what I want. Cecil says if you ever need to talk to, and Mark is like, fuck off, but then takes a couple
What
steps.
the fuck am I gonna talk to you about, Cecil?
Right.
Don't try to come in and play the nice looking out for you uncle now, Cecil. You could have cultivated that relationship maybe a season and a half ago, and Mark would have been down. Y'all would have been in a different place by now. However, he's seen you. You let him see you, and you should have known.
Maybe
I felt bad for Cecil though for a little bit. I was like, damn,
I did not feel bad for him at all. No,
just a tiny bit, just a
little
tiny bit.
Until you remember he put a bomb in Mark's head. But again, like, can you be mad at Cecil for that? Like, he's trying to protect himself and the world. But yeah, you got to have something. Like, you just can't.
That bomb eventually probably wouldn't even work because when he tried that with the other Invincible, apparently just like broke or something eventually or whatever.
Well, after it was dead and he used the shit out of it, he probably took that thing to its ends. Like, that was probably one of the stronger Invincibles that they had to take down. But yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, they're gonna have to. He said rebuild. We're gonna have to rebuild and redo.
Yeah, rebuild. Look, train up some new folks and whoever. What was the thing they said? You know, until 2A grows up, whoever 2A is, it may be Oliver, but I have a sneaky suspicion it's something that's completely off the books that we just haven't seen yet.
Yeah, me too.
Whatever that is, they're gonna speed run that person and put them on the scene.
Then back in the city, helping with cleanup, he just keeps finding more dead bodies, and he just can't take much more and steps away to take a break. And when he does, he gets covered by a very large shadow. Boss Viltrumite has just entered the building, and he tells Invincible this is his last chance to comply. Mark's like, you know what? I'm not so much like in a talkative mood right now. He's like, right now, I just want to hit something as hard as I can. And the two lunge towards one another and fade to black. And I don't know. That looked like a pretty vicious right glove that man was donning. Like, what is going to happen?
Was that a glove, or was that just his hand, bro? I don't know if I can say that was a glove. And also, is this maybe possibly somehow his grandpa? Because he looks suspiciously like a buffer, older Omni-Man.
Could be. I just love a guy like Jeffrey D. Morgan playing him. I'm like, yo, freaking like Negan type thing.
Oh, he was just a beast. I was like, and that's like Invincible's hard-headed ass just refuses to ever dodge a punch. So you know he's taking at least one.
You know, at least because he has to see how hard that dude's gonna hit him.
Oh my god, So I think what might happen is he might get knocked the fuck out. And then, as usual, Mark, like, he'll get knocked on his ass, probably unconscious by something that big and strong. And it may even take, like, Alan and Daddy-O getting back just in time to save him. Like, he'll get knocked out, and then it'll look like the Viltrumite's about to kill him. And then all of a sudden, he'll wake up, and when he opens his eyes, it'll be like Alan the alien and his dad standing over him. I can totally see.
I wish he would appear during the Langstrom and Invincible fight. So for him just appear like right behind Langstrom and just like crush his head and then start his speech. That would have been good.
But if the Viltrumite
would have been good. Yeah.
That'd have been awesome. Oh, all in all, I think this may have been one of my favorite episodes all time. This was just dope from start to finish. I absolutely loved it. How about you, AK?
100%, 100%. Again, yes, in the tone of Billy Porter. From Pose, tens across the board. Absolutely, yes. This was a fantastic episode. All action, even the down times was still full of action and good story to go in. So I can't wait to see what we got for the finale.
Oh man, it's gonna be a tough one to top.
Not
How
that
about
I
you,
wanted to end.
No, not at all. How about you, Phantom? What'd you think of this one?
This was spectacular. Like they were like normally this felt like a finale, honestly. Really like the way how they were building up this like freaking penultimate episode from the beginning to the whole, oh, well, if I'm gonna like have what was it, Rex saying? What was it, Rex? Yeah, who's saying like Invincible's like literally like the like powerful person, and who ends up being like literally the most powerful person from almost a bunch of universes, destroying the whole place. To the whole Rex. Okay, not really like mixed up the names to like the whole friggin' dude dying. But then again, I don't know. This show they can actually just bring him back. It was just crazy.
Oh, from jump to finish, I was in on it. Like I said, 10 out of 10. This was a perfect one, and I am here for the finale. It is going to be tough for them to get any better and like top this penultimate. But penultimates are usually better than finales, so I can't be too mad at it. Just excited to see how they. And what I really love is usually once Invincible's over, the boys is usually not too far behind. So hopefully we're going to get a V or boys coming
it's
up.
Like the creator was like, yo, Daredevil's about to drop, so we got to make something more hype than
right?
Oh, so gotta compete.
So as usual, I got just a couple of questions. See if we remember anything about the show. Anybody watching later, put the
comment. Hold up, my notepad.
You said what?
My notepad this time. Okay, let's see how many.
I didn't take notes.
I was laughing. I was like, they probably took a bunch of notes this time, and this was so late. And I did not even make that many. So we got a couple ones. We'll see how we do. Question number 1: how many marks did Donald tell Cecil were out there destroying the planet?
About 18, more or less.
Yeah, right out the gate. He got it. What was the mark that destroyed the prison suit name?
Let's see.
The prison suit?
Wasn't that
the one who destroyed the prison?
Mo Vincehawk.
Mo Vincehawk.
Yeah, the smart
favorite. Mo Vincehawk. I thought he was an asshat. Oh, but we did get the most time with him. What were the robots that kept fixing Angstrom Levy called?
They were
Technotron something or others like that.
Where is it? The Technicons, something like what was it? Technicians. There we go.
Yeah, the technicians. Look at that. Fanny said, I came ready to play today. Don't think I didn't. He said, I got this. Oh, shit. Some Invincibles wanted to take over their dimensions, but that's not the deal Hoodvincible made. What did he want to take, Debbie? Oops.
He wanted the mother.
He wanted to find his mom, and the one that was next to him wanted to get William.
You were going to get that without the slip up. That was a good, easy one. Oh, did a little more of a deep dive, but should have known it was coming. What channel was reporting about these attacks?
God damn it. Channel 11? Channel 11? Channel 12? Channel 1?
Oh, nay. Oh, we got him on one, folks. We got him on one. Oh, can never be 100%.
Yeah, moving forward. Anytime a TV comes over the news, I gotta pause it. Oh my god.
We need to know this information.
What channel was it? Anybody remembers that? Put that one in the comment section down below. And last but not least, what was the name of the Viltrumite that came to challenge Mark?
Conquest.
You already know. Conquest is in the building. It's gonna be on, and I can't wait. Like I said, I just hope he doesn't take that first punch. Like, duck and move, Mark. Duck and move. This man looks like he's about that life.
He does not know how to do that.
No,
and it's crazy. The death tolls was like literally in the hundreds of thousands, and every day it was gonna like freaking triple and stuff. Like that was worse than the freaking over 2K that died that one day with Army member versus Mark. It was insane.
Oh yeah, when you got 18 of them out there, total death and destruction.
Yeah,
nice. Like, it's brutal. Oh, what did the sign say that was that we saw put back in front of the Pentagon?
On Pentagon, park at the rear.
Parking in rear. Oh, so good. I just remember that. Oh yeah, but that's gonna do it for us. Absolutely love this episode and definitely looking for the next one. So I can't wait to see how it gets down. And we're gonna be back on Tuesday talking about Daredevil episodes 1 and 2. So be ready for that. And then we'll be back next Thursday with the final Invincible. So we're gonna keep this party train moving. I hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Till we see you on Tuesday. You guys have an epic weekend. Be easy.